Hey everyone, welcome or welcome back to my channel. Today we are transitioning from Christmas to winter, and I've got 3 winter DIYs to share with you. I think you're really going to enjoy. So if you want to know how to make them, stick around. I'll show you how. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. Right, Maxwell? Okay, for this first one, I'm going to start with 2 of the Dollar Tree Snowflakes, the real large ones, and I'm going to take some wood glue and glue these together. Now, you have to spend a little bit of time kind of straightening them up, kind of turning them a little bit, and you should be able to find a good match for where they're even. Once you found your closest match, we're just going to lift it off, and we're going to put a little bit of wood glue at just about every section of this, not overloading it. We just want to get enough on there so that it will grab, but you definitely want to do the outside edges for sure so that it will cinch up once we do clamp this together. And you don't have to put a lot of wood glue, just mainly try to get your outside edges the most and then a little bit on the inside so that it will grab. Okay, once you get all your glue on, you're going to line it up. Make sure you try to get it as straight as you can. It doesn't have to be perfect. Mine wasn't, but I am going to clamp in several sections so that it does cinch up real well. Once you get it all lined up, just go ahead and take some clamps and clamp this. Now, if you don't have any clamps like this, you can take some of those pink Dollar Tree clamps and just stick those all the way around here. It'll hold it about just as good as this will. But you do want to take some time to make sure that you do get this clamp together good so that it does stay in place while it's drying. And I'm going to clamp this with 4 clamps. And then set that aside and let it dry. So I'm going to take some beads that have a flat bottom. I got these from Hobby Lobby, and I'm going to glue these on. So I'm making a tray, and I'm going to glue 4 of these on with the wood glue. And then once you get those on, just set that aside and let that dry really well. And you can use just about any kind of a riser leg on these, but these actually looked pretty good. So I'm going to take some wood filler, and I'm going to fill in that hole right there. And then once that dries, it's purple right now, but it will dry in a kind of a yellow color. I'm going to paint this with some white chalk paint, and I'm just using a chalk paint brush to do this. And then I figured that was a little bit easier to come back in with a sponge brush to finish it up. And it took probably about 3 coats of paint to get this completely painted, and you want to do the bottom and the legs also with the same paint. And then I switched to a little bit smoother paintbrush to kind of get my final coat of paint on here. But I am using a heat source to kind of speed up the drying process. To give it a little bit of age look, I'm going to take some Parisian gray paint and a chip brush, and I'm going to get most of my paint off of this, and then I'm going to lightly brush it onto my snowflake. I'm just trying to give it a little bit more of a vintage look and not just a stark white snowflake look. And if you don't like to do the vintage look, you can skip this part, but it really did give it a little bit more character. And I'm not putting a lot on here. I'm just kind of lightly dusting it a little bit just to give it a little bit of wear look. And a chip brush is the easiest way to create this look. And I get my chip brushes from Amazon, and I'll give you the link for those in the description below. And be sure and do the bottom and the legs as well. I got this wreath from Hobby Lobby. They're on 60% clearance right now. And then I also got this vase, and this vase ended up being like $3.99. And I'm just going to slide this wreath right over the top part of it, and I'm just going to center it onto my snowflake. Next, I'm going to add some little fairy lights. I'm putting a little battery pack down the bottom, and then I'm just going to spiral these on the inside all the way around. Just kind of wrap them around, and then we're going to fill these with some small pine cones just to hold all this together. And then once you get it full, you can just continue to push these down, and then you have your remote control so you can change all the settings, and you can make it fast, you can make it slow, however you want to. But just fill it with some pine cones, and the smaller the better if you have small ones. And then just finish tucking that on down inside, and that was pretty much it. This was a really cute one, and it was really pretty easy to do. Okay, look how cute that turned out for winter. Next one, I'm just using 2 regular cans. I'm using a smaller one and a larger one, and I'm just going to use some E6000 glue to glue these onto each other. Just go all the way around the edge. This is all going to get covered up anyway, so don't worry if it's not just perfect, but you do want to go all the way around and attach the smaller can to the larger can. And you can use whatever size you want to. Just find 2 that are different sizes like this, and then just set that aside and let that dry. That's dried, I'm just going to paint it, and I'm just using some white chalk paint. Now, it does take a couple little coats to get this completely covered. I think it took about 3 coats, but I would definitely recommend letting each coat dry really well before you go over the next coat. I tried to rush it a little bit, and it didn't work out quite that well. So let it dry between your light coats, and then you'll probably apply about 3 coats. And I did paint the inside of my can at the top. The small can, I painted the inside of it as well. So I'm going to take some burnt sienna and some black acrylic paint, and I'm just going to put a little dab out of both colors, and then I'm going to take a sponge brush and I'm going to start creating a rust effect on this. So I'm going to use a sponge brush. I'm going to dab it onto a paper towel to get a lot of the paint off, and I'm going to start kind of at the top part, go around the edge, and then come down the sides a little bit. I'm going to go quick on this so you can see what I'm doing, but once I get the burnt sienna on, then I'm going to add a little bit of a black to soften it up a little bit. But I'm just kind of leaving the front part open because we are going to make a snowman, and I want to leave room to put his face without affecting it a little bit. And I am going to go fast on this so you can see where I'm putting the paint, but not just sit here and let you just watch me paint. And if you twist your wrist while you're doing this, you'll get a different look in every area. And then once I got that much done, I'm going to start adding my black. And I'm going to get a lot of the black off of there, and then I'm going to come back in with the burnt sienna and go back over it a little bit more just to soften it up a little bit. This just gives it a little bit of two-tone color, and then we're going to come back in with the burnt sienna to kind of soften it up. And I am putting a little bit of rust in the inside as well. Just have fun with this. You can get a really nice effect with this using the 2 different colors. Next, I'm going to take some flannel fabric, and I'm taking the raw edge on the side of my fabric, and I'm going to make a scarf to go around the neck of my snowman. So the raw edge where it has all the frayed edge, that's what I'm going to cut and use. And then on the opposite side, I'm going to start pulling some of the strings out to kind of make it a little bit frayed on the opposite side as well. And you kind of want to cut it off to where it's long enough once you tie it off that it hangs down to the bottom of the can. Okay, next I'm just going to take a hole punch, and I'm going to punch a hole on each side of my can, and it's going to be towards the top. I'm going to be putting in some earmuffs, and I need the part that connects the 2 together. And if you don't have a hole punch that'll punch through your can, you can use a nail and a hammer, and it'll punch through just the same way. Okay, next I'm taking a dowel stick that measures about 3/8 inches in diameter and some wire, and I'm just wrapping it around to make the wire kind of curly. And this is what's going to go on both sides of my can. I'm just going to run it through, and this is going to be the top part of the earmuffs. You're just going to run your wire right through the side to kind of curl it up, come from the outside to the inside, and then wrap it around the top part. And this is all going to get covered up by the actual earmuffs themselves. Just make sure that you do get it to where it does stand up straight. And then you can kind of shape it how you want to. Okay, next I'm taking some burnt umber and some burnt sienna, and I am going to distress the rust just a little bit more. I thought it needed just a little bit more of the darker brown and a little bit more of the burnt umber. And that way it's just not solid orangish looking. It just kind of blended in a little bit better. And then I am going to kind of brush the white part with the burnt umber just to give it a little bit more depth. Not too much, just to give it a little bit more color and not so perfectly white. Okay, for the earmuffs, I'm just taking a piece of fabric, cutting it in half, and I'm going to make 2 kind of circles. And I'm just going to kind of roughly do these. I'm not going to just cut them exactly into a circle shape, just kind of make them kind of round. And I probably made mine about maybe 3 inches in diameter. Next, I'm going to take a needle and thread, and I'm just going to make 1/4 inch stitches all the way around. We are going to gather this up and put some stuffing in these. So just go all the way around to the other side, and then we're going to draw this up and put a little bit of polyfill in it. And you're going to draw the other one up exactly the same way. And then when you add your stuffing, you kind of want to just put enough stuffing in there just to kind of make them flat. And then go ahead and gather that up really tight and then just tie that into a knot. And you can make them as full or as flat as you want to. I'm making mine kind of flat. and then just gather it up real tight, tie it off, and then we're just going to glue it to the sides of our can. And try to make sure that you make both of your earmuffs exactly the same size. And then once you get them gathered up and tied off, you can set and kind of shape them out a little bit to make them a little bit more round. That's what I did with mine. So I got this little piece of driftwood, and I'm going to use it for the nose, and I'm going to paint it with some orange paint. And you can find anything that has a point at the end and is a little bit wider at the back to use as a nose. I just had this in my stash, so I'm using it. Okay, next I'm going to take some brown paint, and I'm just going to make some little lines, kind of like he has little breaks in his nose. Okay, next to start assembling this, I'm just going to take the opposite side of my scarf, and I'm just going to pull off some of the threads to kind of give it a little bit of a frayed look similar to the opposite side. And then we're just going to attach this right around the can where the two cans meet. And then I am gluing mine in all the way around. Just kind of go over the edge of the can where you don't see the two cans where they meet, kind of cover that up, and then go ahead and glue that down. And then I'm just going to overlap my two flaps on the front, and I'm just going to glue those right down to the can. And then just run a little small bead of glue down there, just a small one. Next, I'm going to go ahead and attach the nose. I'm just going to kind of go at a diagonal. And then I'm going to draw my eyes in here, right here. Just get your eyes drawn in. I'm just putting two little oval shapes. And then I'm going to color those in with just some black paint. And if you use just a little detail brush, it works really good. And then I always kind of turn mine as I'm going because it makes it a little bit easier than trying to just go on both sides of that circle at the same time. It's a little bit easier if you can go on the outside edges of both circles. And then I'm going to draw two little eyebrows on there just to kind of finish it off. Just kind of make sure that your eyes do match, that they are about the same size. I'm just going to put some hot glue on the nose and kind of set it over at a tilt. Okay, then I'm just going to add two little buttons right down the center. And I just had two matching buttons. I'm not sure where I even got these. I've just had them. Okay, then to finish him out, I'm just going to add his little earmuffs on both sides. And I'm going to push those down pretty hard so that they do set pretty flat. So kind of hold them until your glue dries and do the same thing on the opposite side. It just look a little bit better if they're kind of flattened out. All right, and that was pretty much it. I think he turned out super cute. Let me know what you think in the comments. For this next one, I'm using a piece of wood that measures around 21 inches, and I'm going to cut it at 16 inches. And then this also is 7.5 inches across, and it's 3/4 inch thick. So I'm going to take some Americana acrylic paint in a deep midnight blue, and I'm going to paint the front, the back, and the sides of this board. Now I started with a sponge brush, but it's going to take quite a bit of paint to paint this, so I did switch over to a brush that holds a lot of paint. And just get it completely covered where you don't see any of the board underneath. Next, to give it a little bit of a snow look, I'm going to take some white acrylic paint and a chip brush, and I'm going to just brush this. And I'm going to put this on not real heavy, but just enough to make it look like it has snow on it. And I am going to do the sides too. I'm not going to do the back with this, but just kind of take your paintbrush, rub most of the paint off on your paper towel, and then just start making little strokes with it, and then it'll start really looking like snow. And the more paint that you get off the brush, the better it's going to look. Next, I'm going to take 3 different sizes of wood rounds, and this is going to be for a snowman. So you need the bigger one on the bottom, kind of a medium size for the center, and then a smaller one for the head. And I'm just going to paint the very center of these with some white paint. I'm going to leave the outside edge of the wood showing where you just paint on the inside only. And I'm going to do all 3 of my little wood rounds exactly the same way. So I'm using a little stick I got at Dollar Tree and 3 of the Dollar Tree Jenga blocks, and I'm just going to paint these with some black paint. This is going to be a hat for our snowman. And you don't have to paint the back of it because it's not going to show, because we are going to glue these down. But just make sure that you do paint every bit of it, the top and the bottom as well. And you're going to also paint your little driftwood piece. I'm just going to take 2 wooden buttons, and I'm going to paint those the same color as I painted my board with that dark blue.
So I'm going to take my chip brush and some white paint, and I'm going to distress the pieces for the hat. This will make it look like it has a little bit of snow on it as well. Next, for his nose, I'm just going to take a woodworking biscuit joiner, and I'm just going to paint it with that same orange paint that I painted the other nose with. And you can get these in a bag from Amazon. They come quite a few in a bag, and you can do a lot of little crafts with these. Okay, next, to assemble my picture, I'm just going to lay out my snowman. I'm kind of having kind of tilted a little bit, and I'm just attaching these with hot glue. Just kind of have them kind of tilted a little bit, and then we're going to put his hat on after we get these put on. And this should hold just plenty with this hot glue. Okay, then for the hat, I'm just going to put the long piece right across the top of the head at a tilt. And then I'm going to add my 3 pieces right across the top for the top part of the hat. I'm just going to join them with a hot glue, and then I'm going to glue the whole 3 pack of them right at the top. I'm just going to place my buttons just kind of spaced a little bit apart right into the center piece of wood. Next, for a scarf, I'm just going to take some flannel fabric, and I'm just going to cut probably about maybe an inch strip, and I'm going to cut it long enough to go across his neck and then down the side a little bit. And then I am going to pull the strings off the side to kind of give it a little bit more frayed look. To attach it, I'm just going to kind of fold it in half across there. Then I'm going to figure out exactly where I need to kind of tie a little knot. Then I'm going to run it back over onto the opposite side, and I'm going to glue down the one side. Just kind of spend a little bit of time on this, kind of straighten it out, and then I'm just going to put a little bit of glue down this side. And then just get your knot straightened out a little bit, and then we're just going to put a little bit of glue on this other side, just right up underneath that knot. And then just put a little bit right up underneath by the neck. Okay, next I'm going to lay the nose up there, and then I'm going to turn it upside down and then just draw some eyes. But you want your nose to kind of touch the eye. And then I'm just going to paint those in with some black paint. Just use a real fine paintbrush to do this, and you can do these pretty easily. And then just like I did my other snowman, I'm going to give him a couple little eyebrows right across the top. Okay, next I'm just going to add his nose. I'm just going to kind of put it at a diagonal right up underneath the eyes with some hot glue. So I got these little snowflakes from Hobby Lobby, and I'm just going to paint them white with some just white acrylic paint. And I'm just going to paint the face of them, not the sides or the back of them. To decorate his hat, I just got another piece of that flannel like a scarf, and I'm just going to cut a piece to go onto his hat. And I'm just going to fold it over a couple times and then run it down the side on both sides. And I'm just going to glue this in. So just fold your fabric over so you have a nice finished edge on the top and the bottom. And then we're going to just glue it right across the top part of the hat and then down the sides. This just kind of ties his body and his hat together a little bit. Just kind of give it a little bit of color. And then I'm just going to add a little teeny piece of greenery right to the side to finish it off. Next, I cut out some letters with my Cricut to say, "Let it snow." And I'm just going to apply this right to the top part of my piece of wood. And then I'm just going to take my snowflakes and I'm just going to randomly glue these on. And you can put however many you want to or how few you want to. I just thought it really gave it a nice touch to add a few here and there. And I think I ended up using maybe 6 or 7 of these. The final touch, I'm just taking a white paint pen and I'm just randomly putting some little dots. I'm not overdoing it. I'm just putting a few for snow. This kind of really dressed up the background a little bit. And that was pretty much it. This one turned out super cute. Let me know what you think in the comments. Okay, I hope you enjoyed the video today. I hope it gave you some inspiration. If you like these kind of videos, be sure and give me a like, subscribe, and ring that bell to be notified when I have a new video upload. Thank y'all so much for being here. I really appreciate it. And if nobody's told you today, you're awesome. See you next time. Thanks for watching.